Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Thank you, everybody, for joining me live tonight. We have a lot to discuss, so make sure everybody come on in the room. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the official YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. Also, make sure that you hit the like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some type of interaction, some traction, so we can get the algorithm going. The more people that like this, hit the like button or the dislike button, it helps the algorithm out. So make sure you do that. Shout out to all my day one redheads that will be in the building as well. If you are a part of this show, don't forget, if you're watching this live right now, you can feel free to tune in. I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube as well. Go ahead and join the chat. The chat is always jumping. We always have a good time on the chat. So make sure that you chime in. We have so many things to discuss tonight. The election, it's election season. The election season is in the atmosphere. You can just smell the election season. It's crazy right now. So of course we're going to touch on that. We got to talk about these the BET hip hop awards and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. So yeah, make sure that you tune in, man. And again, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. It was chilly. It was chilly here in Atlanta. I don't know where everybody is around the world, but I know it's definitely fall weather. Felt like almost winter weather. It was down to the 40s today. But it was chilly, and it was chilly in my house today. So we're back in that cold weather situation right now. And usually it's a little different for October. Usually that happens like towards we're in the south, like going into December, rather. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, hopefully everybody is safe from all the hurricanes. If I have any redheads that were a part of the hurricanes that came in and everything like that, hopefully everybody stayed safe. It hit Atlanta. We didn't get anything from Milton, but we got something from Helene. But hopefully, anybody who did get hit, all my Florida redheads, I hope you all are good. And man, we're here. We're here on a Wednesday. I know I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I had some things going on, so we're gonna get straight to it. We're gonna get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. For all the people that's gonna try to get me correct on that. So let's talk about Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris's agenda for black men is BS. Kamala Harris's agenda for black men is BS. Now, what do you mean? Why are you calling it BS, J Red? Why do you keep talking about Kamala so much, but you're not talking about Trump? Trump don't have a black agenda, or does he have a black agenda for men, black men? So why do you keep talking about Kamala Harris? Well, let me tell you this. The reason that I'm so critical of Kamala Harris and the Democrats is because I'm being told as a black man that I have to vote. First of all, it was I should vote. Originally, it was I should vote, but then it turned into Obama coming out saying you have to vote, right? And it's a lot of shaming tactics. And as a black man, I don't really have the freedom to choose who I want to vote for. But the people that they're saying that I should vote for are the Democrats. Vote blue no matter who. Kamala Harris. So much to where Obama, like I said, has came out and said that black men should do this, black men should do that, vote for Kamala Harris and everything like that. So that's why I am more critical towards the Democrats and Kamala Harris. And I'm gonna be saying her name interchangeably all night, so forgive me. But the reason that I am so critical of them is because that is who the black population is told to vote for, right? And it's so much stuff going on. Black men are being pressed, and we're told that we have to vote for this woman. So if she created an agenda specifically for me, for the black man, I have the right to look at it and decide if I do want to vote for her. I appreciate her for attempting to do it, even though I feel like it's BS. But I looked at it and I didn't really think much of nothing from it. I feel like it was a bunch of nothingness. I don't feel like it really is truly for black men. And if you're trying to reach out for us, we have a list of what we would want. And I have been vocal on Red's View, and several other men, every other black man I know, have been vocal about what they want. And it feels like the Democrats play in our faces. Now, I know Trump because people are going to bring up Trump, Trump, Trump. I'm not talking about Trump because Trump isn't telling me I have to vote for him. None of the Republicans are. They're just saying what their policies are. But like I said, the Democrats are telling me what I need to do as a black man as a black voter, and I'm responding to that. So if anybody's coming in and gonna bring the whole shaming tactics and stuff like that, oh, you must be a Trump supporter, just because I'm talking about and criticizing the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris does not mean that I'm a Trump supporter. This just means that I'm just responding to them. So without any further ado, I'd like to bring up the agenda that Kamala Harris has presented to black men. All right. So I'm sharing my screen with you right here, and you're able to see her agenda for black men. Now let's look at it. So this is the Harris-Walsh policy. Kamala Harris will create an opportunity agenda for black men. So the first thing says provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. All right. Um, are there black men who are entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff like that? Yeah, but this is very vague. Okay, so it's 1 million loans that are fully forgivable. So they're forgivable if I get a loan up to $20,000 as a black man or black entrepreneurs. But I want y'all to notice something right here. Right here, where it says and others. Who are the others that they're talking about? Because if it's supposed to be specifically for me, who are the others that they're talking about? That's something that you have to really fully look at, because it seems like anytime there is something for us, and again, Kamala has been very upright, like telling us what she's not going to do for black people. She says that the betterment of America will be the betterment of all black people for black people. So this first thing shows that this is not a policy directed specifically towards black men. What this looks like is that, okay, if I add in the word others, once I'm in office, and if I do, have these loans that are forgivable, others means they could be immigrants, others could mean other minorities, because minority is very vague. Minority doesn't mean just black. So others could be Hispanics, LGBT, whoever. So what if the others are in on it and black men get the crumbs of it to start that business? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to watch stuff like that. All right. So that's one thing that just is null and void to me. That didn't stick out to me at all, because, at first I'm like, okay, they're forgivable loans, $20,000. And then you're saying to others to start a business. Now let's keep going. Support education training and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for black men, including pathways to become teachers. Now, there are black men that I do think that we do need more black teachers, black male teachers, absolutely, for sure. But when you're saying support education training and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs, who are the mentors? Who are the mentors? What is the education training? Because education training, does that mean that they're going to go to college, or like what? You know what I'm saying? Because to be a teacher, what do you have to do? You have to get a teaching certification. First of all, you have to have a degree in education. Then you have to take the practice and different things like that in order to get a teaching certificate. So what does that necessarily mean? Right? Support education training. And like I said, who are the mentors? The mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs. Who are the mentors? That's what I'm confused about. So I don't really know about that. Now look at the other one. It says protect cryptocurrency investments so black men who make them know that they're safe. Okay, cryptocurrency investments to black men. Now I have crypto. I've had crypto for the last few years now. Last 4 years, I want to say. I got into the crypto game, and it's crypto, but I don't really know. I think this is the most vague thing that was in this thing. Um, so we're protected and know that our money is safe. Isn't everybody protected with, or supposed to be protected with, cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency investments. And I don't see a bunch of black men in large bulk just saying that we need to have protection in cryptocurrency. So that was weird. Next one says launch a national health initiative focused on the illness that disproportionately impact black men. Okay. Um, so I looked at that and I saw such diseases as like sickle cell and what was it, prostate cancer and stuff like that. Okay. Then the last thing says legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry. Okay. This is what I really had a problem with. All right. Legalizing recreational marijuana. So basically, what you're saying is that all Black men smoke weed. All Black men smoke weed, right? Let me tell you something, Kamala. I don't smoke weed, right? I have before, as a recreational thing back in the day. I don't do it anymore, but that isn't a tangible. See, when we were looking at tangibles as Black men, I'm looking at reparations, hate crime bills, certain resources. Like, I could create a list and none of that stuff that she said would be on there. And another thing a lot of people feel like she's doing at this particular moment is pandering just to cram in and get the Black vote, specifically Black men that'll trickle down to Black women. If you wanted to do this, this wasn't it. This wasn't it. Because you telling me I'll have protectment with cryptocurrency when I'm saying reparations. How about you give me my reparations? Then I can invest into some cryptocurrency. How about that? Now, I am an investor in cryptocurrency, but they have different things already that you should be protected from. Now, with the legalization of marijuana, I feel like that was a slap in the face to Black men. I think it was a slap in the face to Black people because we already need to get off the drugs anyway. All right. We just had Rich Homie Quan that died from an overdose. We've had a lot of individuals that have died from fentanyl overdose. So the drugs need to stop anyway. Now, if there are a lot of Black men who do smoke weed, just like a lot of other people do, right? But it's not tangible, and I don't see a whole bunch of Black men rallying to have legalization of marijuana. Also, legalization of marijuana, a lot of places already have legalization of marijuana. There are many states that already have legalization of marijuana. So her saying this, and I know some people were critical with her as well, saying that, hey, you want legalization, you're saying legalization of marijuana for recreational purposes, and you've locked up a lot of Black men over that. That's what it is, right? But the thing is, I felt that was pretty much directly saying that a lot of Black men just smoke weed. We just get high. So let's make it the recreational getting high for them. Let's pass that so they can't get locked up for it. How about you free people who were illegally locked up for it for recreational purposes? How about you go through and do that, right? Even that wouldn't be quote unquote. Well, it would be tangible, but you saying that you're going to legalize marijuana makes it look like we all smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? For recreational purposes. So I felt disrespected with that, to be honest. I looked at that like a slap in the face because all the other stuff that we would need, you want to do that when already there are states that have the legalization of marijuana. So what I'm saying is, I think that this was a desperate attempt to get the Black male vote. And my thing is, I wanted to know, did they talk directly to Black men? Did they do focus groups to find out what this stuff was? And I know a lot of people were just saying, well, at least she's doing something. She's doing something. Trump ain't doing nothing. I'm not worried about Trump. Trump isn't trying to, or he's not telling me I have to vote for him. I'm talking about Kamala Harris and the Democrats. So if I have to vote for you, why don't you? There have been several posts, several interviews of prominent figures talking about reparations. It's a whole grassroots movement going on right now. So why wouldn't you try to offer that? You couldn't even lie about it, because a lot of politicians lie, right? Because I feel like she's lying about the stuff that she's doing right now. But at least lie about that. You could lie about stuff that I would want. And then when I say, okay, give it to me, you'd be like, okay, nah, I'm gonna get to it. And then by the time your term is over, you'd be like, I tried to, but the Republicans had the House and I couldn't pass it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it was just a ton of BS, man. Like, if you're gonna come to Black men and criticize us, you better come correct. Because the only people that I see that supported that were people who already wanted to vote for Kamala anyway. Those are the only people that I saw that were not even excited, but they were just like, here, Here it is. What y'all got to say about this now? I don't even think that they looked at, a lot of people who said that didn't even look at these policies. I think a lot of people just saw that it said black men agenda and they said, okay, bet this is what we have. So we can show you, see, we're doing something. She's doing something. No, it's not. That was a ton of BS. And that's not going to get the black men to go vote. Right. So as black men, first off, nobody should tell us who we need to vote for. Secondly, we should have a freedom of choice of who we want to vote for, just like every other American citizen, right? No matter who it is. And the whole black woman thing, first of all, Kamala's not black. I already keep saying that. She's not black. But even if she was, if it's a black person in office that's not providing any tangibles and not giving me a reason to vote for them outside of their race, I don't need to be voting for that person anyway. You know, I'm not a sheep. I'm not a part of a wave of people that just go, you know, go along to get along. I'm not a part of that. I'm a part of policies. And if I'm asking you for policies, don't give me no BS, because that list that she gave, I read it and looked at it, and I had to read it a couple of times just to see exactly what it is. I'm like, this ain't none of the stuff I've been asking for. This isn't any of the stuff that a lot of prominent figures and all the people on these podcasts and radio shows have been talking about. I don't hear people. I mean, some people would want marijuana legalized in the state, but a lot of places have that already. So unless you're not, if you ain't talking about reparations, if you're not talking about giving black people resources, if you're not talking about giving black people some land, if you're not talking about hate crime bills, anti-hate crime bills, if you're not doing none of that, then hey, you can go ahead and get on my face, unless it's going to be beneficial. And none of that stuff I saw on there was beneficial to black men, period. Now, you can come on here, criticize me all you want, but that's not going to change my opinion about this whole thing. All Trump, Kamala, or whoever is running for president will have to do is provide actual tangibles that black folks have been talking about, that we've expressed our opinions and beliefs, and we've expressed our concerns. We've been talking about what we want, what we need if you want to get our vote, but you decide to give us some BS and play around, and you're going to mess around and find out. It is what it is. All right. So, you know, like I said, it's BS. Y'all let me know in the comments, if you're a black man specifically, how did you feel about this? Because the only people who I saw that liked it were the people who already were going to vote for Kamala. Kamala's focus needs to be, how can I get the black vote? How can I get people who already aren't voting for me? Because the numbers are low. The numbers are real low. Now, after this, I got to show y'all this. Did y'all see Van Jones? Did y'all see Van Jones? Because the title of this is Mamala from Kamala. And I want you to see what Van Jones had to say about this. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is embarrassing. This is one of the people that that liked what he had to, that Kamala had to say. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find that. All right, here we go. Van Jones. All right. So check this out. This is your boy Van right here. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, there you go. All right, watch this. Oh, I got the sound off.
Kamala Harris sent us a love letter. That, to you, that might have been a policy document. I read that as a love letter from Kamala Harris to black men who need some love, black men who need some respect, black men who need some concern and some care and consideration. You know, we need some Mamala from Kamala, and we got that. We stood on business. We said we wanted to hear something. Everybody else is getting something. What are we going to get? And she came with a love letter of support for our work, our wealth, and our health. Finally.
Did y'all hear this dude? Oh my God. I got to hear him say Mamala again. Hold on for a second.
Kamala Harris sent us a love letter.
A love letter.
That, to you, that might have been a policy document. I read that as a love letter from Kamala Harris to black men who need some love.
We need some
black
love.
Men who need some respect. Black men who need some concern and some care and consideration. You know, we need some Mamala from Kamala.
All right. Yeah. Now, y'all know Y'all know Van Jones a crying Sambo. Let's keep it a buck. Van does his thing. He plays a certain role, and he gets certain trinkets from the dominant society. So he's gonna say whatever to drive that selling point, right? He's gonna oversell it. And black men know we don't need no love from Kamala. We need policy from Kamala. Black men don't need no love or anything from Mamala. You know, the fact that he, as a black man, just talking about Mamala, I'm a grown man, dude. I pay my own bills. I pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work. Like, get out of here. Like, what? I don't need that love. I got love from my fiance. You know what I'm saying? I got love from my mother, my aunts, my family, cousins. I don't need no love from Kamala. I don't need no love from any politician. But see, when you start doing stuff like this, like, you're starting to make the black men look like baby boy, right? You're making us look like that, like, oh, he just needs some love. Let me pat him on his back. No, do white men need love from Kamala? Do they need a Mamala? I know Doug probably does, but do Hispanic men or any other race groups? How come when it comes to black men, we need some love and all this? Now, of course, we are the most oppressed men in this country, on this planet, right? The black man, but we don't need love. We need policy. And he's talking about respect and all this other stuff. Talking about that was a love letter. That wasn't no love letter. No love letter to no black men. If anything, that was an F you to black men. F you and vote for me. That's what that was. So yeah, I'm over that. I'm over that. And if you pay attention, man, and you read the room, I looked at this today. This is what I've seen as far as the thing goes with Kamala. Look at this. It says Kamala Harris's agenda for black men will be open to all, campaign says. And that's why I agree with Tariq on this one. This is why black people did not fall for the agenda for black men farce. We knew this was another lift-off program that uses the systematic imposed suffering of black people to empower and enrich other groups. Exactly. So yeah, man. That's BS from Kamala. Let's move on. Out of politics, because I could be talking about that all night. But let's talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards. Let's talk about Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar makes history at the BET Hip Hop Awards. That man won 8 BET Hip Hop Awards, ladies and gentlemen. Let me try to find. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I should have had this up. Hold on. I think I got this somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Is this it? Hold on. I want to make sure that I pull up exactly everything that he won. Because he won 8 awards. Okay, yeah. So he won Best Hip Hop Video for Not Like Us. He won Best Collaboration with Future and Metro Boomin for Like That. Best Duo or Group, Future and Metro Boomin. Lyricist of the Year, he won Kendrick Lamar. Video Director of the Year with Dave Free, because they directed the Not Like Us video. Song of the Year, of course, Not Like Us. What else did he win? Hip Hop Artist of the Year. Oh, he was killing it, So yeah, is that how many? What is this? Impact Track, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. What else? Yeah, so I think that was 8 awards that he won. So he makes history of winning the most awards in one night at the BET Hip Hop Awards. So congratulations to Kendrick Lamar on that. Now, I saw some people in the comments and they were just like, I mean, he needed Drake to do that, all this other stuff. Listen, there was a high profile beef. Kendrick Lamar won that high profile beef. And Kendrick Lamar, once you win, you reap the benefits of winning that high profile beef. This was the biggest, and I keep saying this was the biggest hip hop battle of all time. And Kendrick Lamar swept all the awards up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all of it has to do with him going at Drake, because Like That, one of the biggest records of this year, still going crazy. That's him taking a shot at Drake. Not Like Us, Euphoria, all that stuff. So, a lot of people have, stuff to say about that and feel a certain way. But, it is what it is. I'm proud of Kendrick Lamar, the fact that he got that going on. I figured because once he was nominated, it really wasn't no competition out there like that. When you're looking at the BET Hip Hop Awards, who were in those categories that really were competition besides who? Future, I know Nicki Minaj and different people like that, but Kendrick made history. And this goes to show you that how big this rap battle was. This battle was so big that it leads to nominations. You know what I'm saying? Now, back when what was I about to say, Drake? Back when Jay-Z and Nas were beefing, you didn't have award shows wanting to give them awards for dissing each other. But that shows you how much time has passed and how much hip hop has grown since then. You know, so with Kendrick, despite the beef, the talent level and skill set that he displayed gave him the right to earn these awards. It gave him the right to really shine and display his talent and skills on another level because he gets better every time. Euphoria is my favorite song of the year. Now, of course, Not Like Us goes hard, goes crazy. And Family Matters, I was a big fan of that. And stuff outside of the Kendrick and Drake thing, great. But I think that Euphoria, that song sounded like an album, and Kendrick really displayed his talent. So, beef aside, he really showcased his skills. He had the hip hop game and still has it in the cusp of his hands. He has the world on his hands and the world on his shoulders right now. So, of course, he was going to win. So, yeah, he made history, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. He made history, if I'm not mistaken, of winning the most BET Hip Hop Awards in one night. I'm talking about it was a sweep. He swept it up. Now, it's going to be some hurt Aubrey's Angels, and I know you're going to be upset about this and say, oh, if it wasn't for Drake, he wouldn't have got this, da. Hey, but guess what? It happened. Kendrick deserves it, and Kendrick has been having a great year, and it's only going to continue the next year. Now, speaking of Drake is continuing in a spiral, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show y'all this picture of Drake. Let me show. I didn't know if this was real or not, but I came to find out that it was real. You see Drake with his ponytails, and he got the big what are those barrettes at the end? Ain't that what it's called? The big. Oh, I'm gonna just call them balls for right now. He got those at the end and got the duck lips. Ladies and gentlemen, he got the duck lips going on. Now, this looks like a very moist picture. And the first thing that people were trying to do was saying that, he's giving ode or paying homage to Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg and some people from the West Coast have worn their hair like this. I call this identity crisis. I call this identity crisis and a mock of Black culture, because he looks like he's trying to mock the West Coast or whatever the case may be, and I think that Kendrick has this man spiraling so bad that he's don't got his identity straight. I keep telling y'all, I don't think that Drake knows what to do. He was just crying on stage, like I said last week, and talking about how he has fake friends and all this other stuff. But I think that Drake is continuing to spiral at this point, and Kendrick got this man really questioning his identity. Like, what do I do at this point? It's the duck lips for me. Like, what's the reason for the duck lips? Like, I really don't get that. That's a very moist looking picture, especially with the pony. And this ain't the first time he did it. He's done the duck lips plenty of times, but this one with the hairstyle, I'm just like, come on, man. What are you doing, Drake? Why? Why are you doing this? Why does it have to be this way? I have no idea. Somebody let me know in the comments, like, what is going on with BBL Drizzy right now? Drake don't know what to do. So let's look at that again. Let me show y'all this again. Just look at this, man. Just look at it, man. This man is just all over the place. And I talked to CJ earlier, and CJ was just like, I mean, he's doing it for attention, so y'all can talk about it. That don't mean it's not moist. That don't mean that he shouldn't be having these duck lips going on. Like, come on, man. This isn't the way to do it. And I think this man just don't know what to do at this particular point. But yeah, shout out to Drizzy, man. I ain't mad at you, Drizzy. But going back to the hip hop awards, this is something I want to talk about because I saw a lot of people addressing this on social media. The BET Hip Hop Awards. Now, the BET Hip Hop Awards, I forgot exactly what year it started, but some people were saying online that BET should cancel the Hip Hop Award show. Some people, a lot of people didn't even know that the BET Hip Hop Awards was on. A lot of people didn't even know that. I knew that it was coming on because I think I saw something on Twitter. And I know, of course, they do it every October, but it seems like the past 10 years, it's been getting lower in quality, lower in quality, lower in quality, lower in quality. And when you look at it, especially this year, it looks like I don't even know where it was at. Was it in Atlanta? Typically it's in Atlanta. I think one year was in Miami, but it's like the stage looked all weird. The stage looked like a strip club. I don't want to show no footage here, but I'm gonna put this in the thumbnail. And if you're watching this right now, you'll be able to see this in the thumbnail for later for my replay people. But yeah, like like if you look at it, like the stage looked like a strip club, and the value of the BET Awards has just been on a downward spiral for the last 10 years. And a lot of people feel like it has a lot to do with the music, right? When you have people like Sexy Red winning awards and stuff like that, and a lot of people like her music, but they know her antics with the music, and it feels like it's just a devalue, you know. Um, and a lot of people, like I said, didn't know it was on. Now, to be fair, I think the only award show that has a lot of notoriety these days, you got the Grammy. I'll say this in Black culture, some people still pay attention to the Grammys, of course, and then the BET Awards for sure. But the BET Hip Hop Awards, if it's primarily focused on hip hop is not in a good space right now outside of Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, even though I criticize J. Cole a lot. But the people they had performing on there, like Boss Man D-Lo, and I don't even know who else did. I saw Glorilla perform and stuff like that, but there are no heavy hitters outside of the people that you already know, like Kendrick Lamar, he's a vet at this point, who's been here 10 years plus. Let's take out the big three, big two right now, because I only put Drake and Kendrick up there. Well, you know what? No, it's just Big Me. So Kendrick. So, but take out Drake, Big Sean, Wale, Kendrick. Take all them out. Who's a rap superstar? Especially when it comes to the males. Now, of course, the females have been doing their thing, but the females don't sell records like that. You know, I think Glorilla she just put out her album and it's on pace to sell 60,000 the first week, which is nowhere near what Drake and all the men be putting up. But the value of the BET Awards has just been on the decline. And I think it does have a lot to do with the music per se, because these artists that are on the radio, you know, that you hear all the time, right? The songs may be catching your stuff, but do you want to really tune in to see them perform? Because they already don't really do good in selling out shows. So do you want to see them perform at the BET Hip Hop Awards? Is there a need to still have the BET Hip Hop Awards? Now, I think that there should be an award show to, give praise and different things, because the BET Hip Hop Awards is more than just the current artists winning awards. It's also for the influencers, for the podcasters like myself, for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And I think that giving highlights to that is noteworthy. But a lot of people don't look at, like me. If I wanted to be a BET Hip Hop Award, I would feel great for it because it's an award. But do you think, and I'm asking you all, that the value of the BET Hip Hop Awards has went down because Kendrick wasn't at the BET Hip Hop Awards? You know what I'm saying? Like the big heavy hitters don't be there. I think Fat Joe hosts all the time, but I know hip hop is not in the same space as it used to be anymore. You know, a lot of people, like I said, didn't even know that it was on, but I think it's because you don't see back. You remember when Kendrick Lamar and Drake and everybody came out? You had numerous people. You had the trap rappers, hood rappers, backpack rappers, pop rappers. You had a plethora of rappers, and you know, you have that now, but it's not really in the mainstream like that. Everybody sounds alike. You know, I complain about this all the time. Hip hop sounds like it's one coast right now. You know, outside of Not Like Us, right? In records like that. And that came from people like, like Kendrick Lamar and stuff. But the Boss Man D-Los, the Sexy Reds, just the lines aren't, are blurred now. They're not separating. Like a St. Louis artist sounds the same as an Atlanta artist now. An Atlanta artist can sound the same as a New York artist at this point. You know what I'm saying? A Detroit rapper could sound the same as somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems like it's a lot of trends and people trying to follow that, and it makes the music not enjoyable. And I can't even keep up with these newer rappers these days. I'm gonna keep it a book. I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I can't keep up with them. I don't know who Lil Fufu is and all this other stuff. I just had found out that, for Bossman D-Lo, for example, like I know a couple of his songs, but I didn't start hearing them until like late. You know what I'm saying? So, outside of like the popular people, it's like I feel like the BT Hip Hop Awards isn't what it used to be. Now there could be, I know a while ago, the podcast community like Vlad TV, Say Cheese, No Jumper, they allegedly were talking about doing an award show, like an internet award show like that. Now that has some clout. Like if Joe Budden and all of them came together and did an award show like that, I do think hip hop needs an award show, but the music has to be able to be on par too. Because if we cancel the BET Hip Hop Awards, then outside of that, there are no primary hip hop awards that are noteworthy, right? That are on national television that we'll have if that happens, And maybe the rap game can change and we'll have more talent, but we don't got that at this particular point. And if the BT Hip Hop Awards goes away, then outside of the Grammys and the regular BT Awards, we won't have a platform where hip hop artists, primarily them, can win awards like that, So that's my take on it. It is what it is with that. I don't know what's going to happen, but y'all let me know in the comments. Should BET cancel the Hip Hop Awards? Like I know they have ratings and stuff like that, but I mean, obviously some people are watching if they keep doing it. I heard there weren't even any ciphers this year, and usually they have ciphers every year. So I don't know if that has to do with the level of talent or whatever the case may be, but it's real interesting. So y'all can let me know in the Hip Hop Awards. Matter of fact, let's look at what people had to say about it. Let's look at what people were saying about the BET Hip Hop Awards, because there were some interesting comments on here. This one in particular. So this one right here says Hip Hop Awards don't even do ciphers anymore because nobody knows how to freestyle. Our genre has turned into a get rich quick scheme for people who don't even like music. This is the main reason why. Another reason is because hip hop lost its regional identity. I was just talking about that. I don't think it's so much that nobody knows how to freestyle. I think it's more than nobody listens to lyrical miracle rappers anymore that can freestyle. Okay. A lot has changed. It has become a popularity thing. It's no longer about raps. The culture has been watered down. The art of lyricism, a real passion for the culture, seems to be fading. Yeah, so it's a lot of people that voice their opinions about this, but I want to know from the redheads, what do y'all think about this? All right. Now let me move on to Bow Wow. Now Bow Wow has been in the press. Of course, Bow Wow's gonna bow wow. And when I say that, I've had Shad Moss hop in my DMs a few years ago. You already know that we had a situation going on. I blame DJ PM because all we were doing was critiquing Bow Wow about what he said about, I think, Bill Clinton at that time, being the Tyler Perry studios and stuff like that. But Bow Wow, make a long story short, is known for saying stuff that is outrageous, that is not popular opinion, and says stuff that can be considered off the wall. Now, with this, Bow Wow said that he misses Diddy parties. Bow Wow, in the midst of everything that is going on, this man said that he misses Diddy parties. Now, I hope I don't get a copyright strike on this, but let's look at what he said. Because he was on what, Roxy's show? I think Roxy from Roxy from 106 and Park from back in the days. She had some type of show that he was on, and he had this to say about it. Listen to this. Fair use, by the way. This is the context of fair use.
Specifically, like parties and freak offs.
No, the industry, like the parties that we attend, like there's me, the Terrences,
I left before one. I never stayed. I've only been to 2 parties.
And they talking about Diddy parties.
And I've never seen a freak off.
Yeah, but it shows And once again, I'm separating it, right? I'm talking about him as the artist, the person,
Yeah.
right? How monumental and how important he was to the culture. Because
100%.
I said, Jermaine, there's no parties. Every year, dude had the fest, and you feel it. It's like a hole. It's like, damn, we ain't going. He was just such a gatekeeper for the liquor in the clubs, like he was everything hip hop. You know what I mean? So for that to die out, it's like you just would have never thought. And especially when you look at somebody as like somebody you study.
Okay. Now this is the thing, man. Bow Wow was getting a lot of flack, but I understood the context of what Bow Wow was talking about. All right. Bow Wow was basically saying that the game hip hop isn't the same without Diddy's influence in the parties. Now, when he's saying the parties, he's not talking about the freak offs. All right. I'm defending Bow Wow right now. When Bow Wow said that he misses Diddy parties, he's purely talking about the atmosphere and the fun of the parties. Because if we've known Puff, we've always known Puffy. That shows you how old I am. I'm calling the man Puffy. We all know how Puffy gets down with the parties, like the popularity of the parties, right? Not the freak offs and all this other stuff. Just the atmosphere of everybody linking up, because it's no different than a frat party on a college campus, right? No different than, you know, your regular club spot that everybody goes to and stuff like that. You know, party promoters and different people like that. Diddy is that for the industry. So I understand the context of what Bow Wow was talking about. But people took that and ran with it, talking about, oh, Bow Wow, you're not thinking about the victims and you're not thinking about this, that, and the third. Da, 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 da. Man, y'all take a chill pill, man. I understand what Bow Wow was trying to say. You know, like I think he referenced the BT Hip Hop Awards that just happened, and there was no party after that for, you know, Diddy hosting the party and stuff, right? And you got to think in his tax bracket, in Bow Wow's circle, you know, he grew up in the industry, and he's not saying, hey, I'm down for the freak offs and stuff like that. But a lot of people probably went to Diddy parties just to socialize and have fun, because he seemed like he was fun to be around when it came to just the parties. So if Diddy isn't around to do that, who's going to do that? And a lot of people might be afraid to have a party now, because what if somebody goes and to the bathroom and starts having sex with somebody? You know how people do. Some people could be horny. Then that goes to the that could lean on the person that's throwing the party. So I get what Bow Wow was trying to say, or what he was talking about. I wasn't even trying to say. I get what he was trying to say, but he was getting the backlash only because of what's going on right now with Diddy. But I don't think, and I know he didn't mean any harm behind that. So y'all can ease up off Shad Moss, give him a break. That's all that he was saying. I think that's like what he's saying when he's saying he's missing Diddy parties. Diddy always has some stuff cracking, always has some stuff going on. So that's what he was talking about. So y'all need to chill out with that, man. Like y'all giving Bow Wow a bad rep and ease up off Shad Moss, man. All right, so let me move on. Now, I got to ask this question. Was Young Dro wrong for checking his friend on the Breakfast Club? Now, what are you talking about, J Red? Well, if you've been hiding under a rock, Young Dro, T.I., and I think some other members of the PSC or Grand Hustle, whatever, they appeared on the Breakfast Club a few days ago, really like 2 days ago. And what happened was Young Dro was talking about mental health and how he, you know, his road to sobriety, right? And his road to sobriety, while he was explaining the story, there was a comedian, an ATL comedian, I forgot what his name was, but he was in the back laughing as Dro was trying to explain how, you know, his path to sobriety. T.I. was laughing too. Young Dro, I want to play the clip, of course, but Breakfast Club is definitely going to give me a copyright strike. So, you know, he was trying to, you know, just explain himself and talk to Charlamagne, you know, everybody that was there. And the dude just kept laughing, kept laughing, kept laughing. And the viral clip, Young Dro turns around and he said, hey, you know, we cool, but I slapped the shit out you, right? Now, why did he do that? It's because Young Dro started talking about how his daughter was on drugs and recovering from drugs. And the dude, let me just clear this up. The guy in the back was just his laugh overlapped, and it made it look like he was laughing at Young Dro talking about his daughter. That's what happened, right? Now, do I think that he should have been laughing anyway? Nah. But also, I'm not in that clique. I don't know how they communicate with each other, how they goof off with each other. Because one thing about black folks, we know how to make anything funny. Like you could have a fresh haircut and somebody can make fun of that. And we laugh at trauma. You know, will make a joke about slavery. We do a lot of stuff that just don't make sense, but it's because of how we, our people, how we are. A lot of us are traumatized and stuff like that. So I say that to say everybody has a code of ethics and everybody has a way that they interact with their friends. So the dude laughing, it was at the wrong time. That's not something you do on the Breakfast Club. You shouldn't do that at a radio station. That's something you could probably do like off scene somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I don't think the guy meant any harm. And I know this is controversial to say because he ain't no real friend. That's why I put friend in the quotations. But even the guy, I forgot the comedian's name, but he said he wasn't laughing at Young Dro's daughter. He was laughing at something else previously, and it ended up being into Young Dro threatening to slap him. And it was funny. He said it's such like he said, "Hey, I'm still from Bankhead," and Ti had to calm them dudes down like he was their daddy because Ti is the one that got the money. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But it was excuse me, it was a physical. No, it didn't get physical. It was a little confrontation that got de-escalated quickly, and I'm glad that it did. I think it was a wrong time to laugh, but I don't think he meant any harm. The straw that broke the camel's back was Young Dro was talking about his daughter, right? When he was talking about how his daughter was on drugs, dude was laughing, and I could tell that dude wasn't laughing at that. I think he was just laughing at what transpired before that. Wrong place, wrong time for that. So, do you think he was wrong? Now, Young Dro ended up apologizing for how he acted. I think he realized, hey, that was a bad look, and I should have responded differently. But I don't think he was wrong in how he reacted, because if I'm explaining my story, after the first couple of laughs, is okay, all right, calm down. But when I'm trying to get serious and I'm going back in my mind, thinking about how hard it was, the man talked about he overdosed and stuff. In my mind, I'm thinking like, man, like I overdosed and I had to get right on my daughter, and I'm hearing cackling in the background. There is a time to get serious, right? Even though that guy didn't mean any harm and he was laughing and stuff like that, there is a time to get serious. And I think Young Dro was right in the sense of checking him, because I don't care what it is. It's like I'm trying to explain myself and I'm having trauma going through this, and you over here laughing like it's, and I'm not even sure if I would have, because I think it was, like I said, it was a misunderstanding. He wasn't laughing at his daughter. Young Dro, that's all he heard. But I think it was just a big misunderstanding. And if somebody was doing that to me, I could have reacted the same way. So I don't think he was wrong in that sense, but I'm glad that it ended up being all right. Nobody should laugh, but people laugh at trauma, laugh at pain to get by. And how do we know that's not something that has happened with them before? Because it seemed like something they didn't laughed about before in the past. You know what I'm saying? So, or behind closed doors. Because I don't think my friend will be comfortable laughing at me when I'm explaining that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but shout out to Young Dro, shout out to Grand Hustle, shout out to T.I. And I'm glad that situation was rectified. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about that. Last thing I want to talk about right here. Chris Brown banned from South Africa? Chris Brown is banned from South Africa? What are you talking about, J Red? Let me see. Let me show y'all what happened. Let me show y'all what happened. So Chris Brown he got like a sold out show in South Africa. He has a sold out show in South Africa. Forgot which part it is, but there's a women's group, women's rights advocacy group. They launched a petition that had nearly 40,000 signatures as of press time by Wednesday, October 16th. Okay. They're called Women for Change Instagram. Now, well, no, that's not what they're called, but it was their Instagram page. But anyway, so with them, I guess they wanted, like, he sold out the show, and I don't know, it was a short amount of time, but it's like 92,000 seats, I want to say. It'll be a crowd of like 92,000 people, something like that. But Chris Brown, they want to get that man banned, and I'm guessing it has something to do with the documentary that he has coming out, or his abuse with, women. dating back to the Rihanna thing. So it was weird that happened, and they want to ban this man because of his dealings with women. So what Chris Brown did, Chris Brown responded actually. Oh, I can't stand these ads. But Chris Brown, he commented on their Instagram, Women for Change, that's what they're called, and he said, "Can't wait to come," with a heart emoji. That's funny. The comment was left under a post detailing Women for Change's battle to stop gender-based violence. Thanks to Darren Campher.com and everyone standing with us. This goes beyond Chris Brown. It's about standing up for millions of survivors of gender-based violence. Join us in demanding accountability, signing a petition. All right. So my thing is this, man. Like, Chris Brown has already served his time for that in community service hours. That has already been solved. So why are you coming up with this to do what? Is this a way to sabotage him? Is this a way to really block him from being in the country because he's having so much success? Now, I've been talking about this before. I think after Diddy, Chris Brown is next. They're trying to sabotage Chris Brown because let me tell you something. When October 27 comes around, I think that's when that documentary is supposed to come out about him. Oh, it's up. It's up. They're going to say some stuff in that documentary, and mark my words, they're going to try to press charges. I hope this don't happen. But they're coming up with that documentary with a new accuser and everything to get up charges against Chris Brown. I think that this is a part of the sabotage. I think they're about to go after him because what I think this is what my prediction is. I'm not sure if this is going to be true, but I've just been seeing this formula happen. How can we get this black man in trouble? Put out a documentary, have an accuser come and talk and have America or the world rather be reminded of the monster that Chris Brown is. We're going to follow back his career, look back at his career and see everything he's been doing in addition to the new stuff that we know. That person is going to say something horrific that's going to get everybody talking, and then you're going to see a lawsuit come, and then you're going to see another lawsuit come. Chris Brown did this to me, and then you might end up seeing a case being formed. Feds raid Chris Brown's house, feds raid Chris Brown and all this other stuff. And all of a sudden, we know we got another RICO charge. We got another RICO case. That's what it looks like. That's what they did with R. Kelly. That's what they did with Bill Cosby. And we've seen this with Diddy. Now, Diddy did, well, yeah, he had a documentary now, but I think with Chris Brown, they're going to why else would they put out this documentary? Why else? What would be the reason? We already know he's a monster and his fans don't give a damn. His fans don't give a damn. So if his fans don't give a damn and he's not doing anything in like now abusing women, why is there a petition being signed to stop him and to advocate for domestic violence or whatever the case? He's not doing that currently. So what is the problem? Literally, we're like, what is the problem? He's already been punished for that. But this is a part of the sabotage. I feel like this is the start of it. And once that documentary comes out, we're about to see some other BS with Chris Brown. And Lord knows we might see some charges or RICO case. We don't know what's going to happen, but I know that this ain't just happening for no reason. It's 2024. That thing happened with Rihanna years ago, right? And I'm not excusing the man for it, but she forgave him. The fans forgave him. The public, all the public didn't. But the victim forgave him, and his fans, he still does shows, does everything he needs to do. Why do we keep talking about this? How does this keep getting brought up? But they're trying to ban him from South Africa because of what he did to Rihanna. What was that, 20 years ago now? Or almost 20 years ago? So, it is what it is with that, man. It's sad to see, and I'm not advocating and saying that he's not guilty from what he did, but he already had that settled. And I think they're really trying to sabotage him. So once that documentary comes out, I hope it doesn't do any damage, but we've seen this happen repeatedly, and we know what's on the brink of coming. Last thing. I saw that Big Meech was released from prison. I saw that in the headlines, but apparently no, he got released to a halfway house, and I think he's expected to remain there until January, I want to say. But I'm like, oh, big deal, whatever. I don't really glorify drug dealers, man. Like, it's interesting to hear their story and different things like that. I don't watch BMF, you know. I'm not a fan of drug dealers, so I don't really see this as anything. Like, he wasn't like he was a rapper or anything, but you know, woohoo, I guess, you know. So anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna be on here for long. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. Also follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. We had a healthy discussion tonight. Be on the lookout for the clips on Instagram. If you're going to watch the replay of this, go ahead, give me a share, give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you comment in the chat, comment under the post. And man, yeah, spread this out, man. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining me tonight on tonight's episode of Res View. I'm about to go relax, get some stuff done, and I will see you on another broadcast. Peace.